you, baby. Know how to make you feel. They can't do you like I will. Nobody do you like I
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So shout out to everybody who is in the building. It's good to see each and every one of you. If you can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face, and I will try to work on it. All right. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody who is in the building early. All right. Shout out to Jerry Bedford. Good morning. Shout out to David Brown. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to Savion Draco Zero. Shout out to Carlton Way. And shout out to Shamika Gray. Carlton Way and Shamika Gray. That rhymes. That's bars. That's bars. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all. Also, if you're coming in watching on the replay, make sure that you take a moment, hit that link that's pinned in the live chat, join the Discord. Also, make sure that you follow me on Rumble and follow me at Base Reality 2 on Twitter. All right, to make sure that you don't miss any notifications. All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about some follow-ups with a lot of this crime that's been going on in New York City that's related to the migrant crisis. All right. And we're also going to talk about some other unexpected things. I'm going to try to get through this stream as quickly as I can because there's actually other content that's not involving migrants that I want to talk about. But the migrants be busy, so they keep your boy busy. You know what I'm saying? So how many people knew about this? Thousands of migrants in New York City are quietly collecting welfare through Kathy Hochul's rule change. If you guys knew about this, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not, give me a thumbs down. We're going to talk about this rule that got changed. All right. The Hochul administration is quietly using taxpayer dollars to gift cash payments to thousands of migrants who don't qualify for typical welfare assistance, the Post has learned. Now, as you guys know, there's a lot of states that are doing this and a lot of cities that are doing this as well. You know what I'm saying? There, some of the places like we talked about in Colorado are using leftover money from the C-19 CARES Act. You know what I'm saying? The cash windfall was made possible by the State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance modifying its safety net program eligibility rules in May to include non-citizens with pending application for legal status. All right, did you guys catch that? The cash windfall was made possible by the State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance modifying its safety net assistance program's eligibility rules in May to include non-citizens with pending applications for legal status. Now, that could be who knows how long. There's no time frame on that. Other than whatever they have, waiting as far as their court date. Shout out to Toria. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to Cameron. What's good with it? Shout out to Judas. Cheer. What's going on? So now here it says the announcement was made through an under-the-radar message the agency sent out to social service agencies across the state. The OTDA declined to reveal how many migrants have received SNA checks, but estimates that 90% of New York's current migrant population won't see additional benefits under the rule change. I mean, the thing is that the ones who got it already got it. And my question is, why are they making these provisions to make this easier for non-taxpayers to get it? And why are they not making it go to taxpayers? You know what I'm saying? Why not? So now here it says, with more than 173,000 migrants coming to the Big Apple since spring of 2022, if only 10% of migrants here are eligible for SNA payments, the number of recipients could exceed 17,000 in New York City alone. Okay. And now, how many times have we talked about the amount, the main group of people who are migrants? I need everybody in the comment section to type into the comment section. If you're watching on the replay gang, hashtag replay gang, type in who are the number one group of migrants coming into the country. We got to ask the Rupert Murdoch media chain, why is it that you keep putting black people on the cover of this with their hands out as if they're getting handouts? Oh, 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 why are you making it about race? Who's making it about race? The people that repeatedly put the race of people that are not the migrants all over their printed, weaponized media, or the people that call it out? Let me know in the comment section. Who's making that all about race? Oh, why don't you just let these people say whatever they want to? Oh, you're just so woke. More than 66,000 migrants currently remain in the city's care. ODTA spokesman Anthony Farmer insisted SNA payments to migrants are only a small portion of the $4.3 billion Hochul has already set aside to handle the migrant crisis. $4.3 billion is how much Kathy Hochul set aside for this migrant crisis, and more than likely they're going to set aside more. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Let's talk about YouTube and Google for a moment, shall we? Now, let me ask you guys a question. Can you guys in the comment section name the topics of content? Shout out to John Davis. What's good with it, bro? Name the topics of content that if you talk about those topics, they'll put embedded messages under your video or under your post. Shout out to DSB. So now my question is, why doesn't YouTube enforce when the New York Post wants to imply that migrants are a majority certain race? Why is it that they don't put in an embedded message, despite the fact that New York Post is overly using black images of migrants? The majority of migrants are, as Turian says, south of the Borderian. Why is there no embedded message for that? Oh, don't talk about race. Oh, so okay, so when people are talking crazy about us, it's don't talk about race. Whatever happened about accurate information? Whatever happened to accurate information? So I'm going to read this part again. ODTA spokesman Anthony Farmer insisted SNA payments to migrants are only a small portion of the $4.3 billion that Hochul has already set aside to handle the migrant crisis in the absence of new federal aid. At the request of New York City, OTDA made a technical update to allow a small percentage of migrants to receive certain additional support in compliance with state and federal law, he said. Now, here's my question. What state and federal law allow that? And why would state and federal law allow that? I'm gonna let you guys take a guess. I'm gonna let you guys take a guess. Torian said, Rob, who are you imitating when you say don't talk about race? It could be anybody. More than likely, it's people whose ancestors created a social safety net for them based on race that they're too ashamed to admit to nowadays, yet we're all supposed to be in something together. You know what I'm saying? Earthworms. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the SNA is a state program similar to welfare, and it has historically provided cash payments to needy New Yorkers who don't qualify for conventional public assistance, including single adults, childless couples, and families of persons abusing alcohol and drugs. Recipients typically get monthly checks totaling hundreds of dollars and must only use the money to help pay rent and utility costs or purchase clothing or other necessities. They're getting a lot of money. They're getting a lot of money. Make it make sense. Shout out to Cameron for being a bot enforcer. The rule change is the latest in a long list of moves by the city and state to roll out the welcome mat for migrants, including Mayor Adams' new $53 million program to supplement migrant families with prepaid credit cards to purchase food and baby supplies, critics said. It's horrible that Governor Hochul found another way to attract migrants to the state, while at the same time putting the squeeze on longtime lower and middle class New Yorkers who can't afford to have their tax dollars go towards helping non-citizens. Representative Maliatakis said. You have people from all over the world coming to New York to take advantage of all of these left-wing programs the governor and the mayor are implementing, while at the same time they're clobbering taxpayers over the head, the Staten Island Republican added. Now, this same Staten Island Republican, if one of these migrants busted me upside of my head and I did to him what I do, she would be the main one. She would be one of the main people attempting to go after me for a hate crime, for defending myself. These people are frauds. If you guys agree these people are frauds, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. That's why I call them earthworms. There's other reasons I call them earthworms too. Safety net assistance is a program that's supposed to be for New Yorkers who temporarily need it to get through a difficult time in their lives. Councilman Robert Holden, a Democrat from Queens, agreed, saying, quote unquote, the endless handouts to the entire world are a slap in the face to every citizen who has contributed and sacrificed for this country. Well, the thing is that they don't acknowledge all the citizens who sacrificed for this country. Let me ask you guys this question. Do you feel acknowledged for your sacrifice for this country? If you do, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. I don't even feel included when these people talk about this country. I just happen to live here. Real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 28 people watching and we got 20 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 40, that'd be great. Critics also warn as the migrant population continues to soar, so will the costs, including for S&A payments. Adams has estimated it will cost New York City $10.6 billion to deal with the migrant surge through June of 2026, and last week asked Governor Kathy Hochul to cough up another $1.6 billion in migrant aid because the Big Apple holds a vast majority of the state's migrant population. New York City is already facing a public assistance crisis helping needy United States citizens. Now, they never call these people needy United States citizens in the New York Post before. In the New York Post, usually they call these people handout seekers. So let me ask you guys this. Why the change in direction for the New York Post? Now, all of a sudden, these people legitimately need help, when before they were just people seeking handouts. Last year, the city provided 720,765 residents cash assistance as welfare rolls reached heights never seen since 2000. Did you guys know that? How many of y'all knew that? 720,765 residents last year received cash assistance. To handle that surge, Adams budgeted a staggering $2.46 billion in federal, state, and city funds this year to provide cash assistance to residents unable to work or pay their bills and for their children. A.V. Small, a spokesman for Hochul, tried blaming the migrant cost on right-wing politics. There's no secret here, he said, because the MAGA right deleted a bipartisan deal that would have allowed President Biden to shut down the border. New York State will be forced to shoulder this burden alone and spend additional taxpayer funds on the migrant crisis. The city's Department of Social Services didn't return messages. I could have sworn there was more places dealing with the migrant crisis than just New York City. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It's happened before. You know what I'm saying? Sure, it'll happen again. So apparently thugs are getting free rooms. Did y'all know about that? thugs are getting free rooms. Where they where they housing the thugs at? Where them thugs at? Oh man, look at this. Look at this. New York City's migrant crisis. It hits a new level of madness. Free rooms and meals to THUG we be. That's the mentality we thugging. Thugging to the day they approve our application. We can't work, so we don't get no salary. THUG we be. They putting them up in 5-star hotels. They got them lamping like Big Willies. New York City's migrant crisis hits new level of madness. Free rooms and meals to thugs who are robbing us. Give me your food. You know what I'm saying? And I'll take a side of French fries with that too. I'll take a side of French fries with that purse and that gold chain. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Breeze Omega. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. I'm a migrant. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. I'm a migrant. Now listen, all this walking is hurting my feet. Them pesos look sweet. Where in the Isuzu Jeep? Oh man, give me the loot. Give me the loot. I'm a bad boy. Maria Manara, who is 32, this woman has been arrested at least 8 times in the last 6 months since she arrived from Venezuela, and she's living at the Row New York City Hotel, once hailed for its unbeatable Times Square location and front view of the theater district. Nowadays, you can get popped in Times Square by a 15-year-old. Now it's drug infested and violent, but still costs taxpayers $500 a night for each of the 1,300 rooms given over to migrants. Minara was busted again last week for snatching a woman's cell phone on the 6 train. This lady is a thug. She thugged out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Black Spider. Yo, she thugged out. She ain't playing out here. She's snatching people's phones. She gully. Would y'all agree? If y'all agree she's gully, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree she's not gully, give me a thumbs down. She gully. You know what I'm saying? She was charged with grand larceny and resisting arrest, but instead of locking her up, Judge Jay Weiner granted a supervised release, likely in time for her to make it back to the hotel and another prepaid meal paid for by me and you. It's sickening. Migrants like Manara who rack up clashes with the police should be made ineligible for the city's largesse. Now, let me ask you guys a question. What do y'all think about that? Honestly, if you're making clashes with the police, you need to be out of here if you ask me. But they giving second chances. And some waffle fries for free. Facts, Calvin. Yeah, that's big facts. Shout out to Carlton Way. Shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. What's good with you, bro? Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said Torian warned us this was going to happen. Facts. Facts. Handing out hotel rooms and free meals to repeat thugs makes it easier for them to commit crimes and makes us its patsies. The Democrat Party is turning New York City into a Shangri-La for international theft rings and migrants here to rob and burglarize. I kind of honestly, it kind of sucks. I don't live in New York City and I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Because now the New York Post got somebody else that they can call thugs. And the New York Post don't have any crime statistics that they can post about these people because they think that these people are so much better than us. You know what I'm saying? They think that these people are so much better than us. They don't keep crime statistics on them. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Now they always wanted to talk about thugs and they always wanted to, paint people as thugs. Now you got actual thugs to deal with. I don't feel bad. I bet you them people never thought that they would see the police getting beat up like Rodney King. Let me ask y'all this. How many of y'all think that them folks would ever see their police force getting beat up like Rodney King? I bet you they never thought that would happen in a million years. Guess what? Forget a million years. It just happened a couple days ago, and they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. How many people ever thought in a million years that they would see some pigs getting their tails whipped in the middle of the street, like how they beat us? All I gotta say is good riddance. You know what I'm saying? Good riddance. My bad, I don't share the same outrage as the New York Post do about that particular incident. You know what I'm saying? If you're a criminal, what's there not to like? This stupidity isn't new. For more than a year, New York City has coddled criminal migrants with a long rap sheet, sheltering and feeding them while they continue crime sprees. Yo, let's make it about race. How many people want to make it about race? Anybody that wants to make it about race, I invite you. Let's make it about race. Let's make it about race and then ask white people this question. Even better. Race question, white people. Give us video of black people beating up your police force like that. Oh yeah. Now they actually got some. Now they actually got some thugs. Now they actually got some thugs. Where the videos of us beating up the police like that in New York City? Or any city for that matter. You wanted thugs, now you got them. Now you got them. And I'm happy that they got what they asked for. Because I think that everybody should get what they asked for. We should get reparations and they should get everything that they asked for. You asked for thugs for all these years, now you got them right on your doorstep. Now you got them. And they getting your money. And they getting your money. You're funding getting your police force waxed. Instead of paying us reparations, you paid to get your police asses whooped. Digest that. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says a full year ago, announcing the arrest of migrants who stole $12,489 worth of food from Macy's Roosevelt Field. Nassau County Police Commissioner Patrick Ryder warned about ongoing organized theft groups that are being sent up here for the purpose to commit crimes here. You know what else? What about when they tried to say that all these ongoing theft groups and flash mobs was black people? How many of y'all remember that? If y'all remember that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to MC. What's good with it, MC? Two of the men arrested lived in Watson Hotel on West 57th Street, courtesy of taxpayers. Fast forward to the migrants who beat down New York City police officers in Times Square. Yo, let me ask you guys this question. How many black reparations recipients have beat the brakes off of police? Got a question for white people. How many black reparations recipients have beat the brakes off of police? Oh, that's right. None, because y'all have not paid any reparations. Shout out to my man Kurt. You already know, bro. You already know. I'm about to do some high CPM content later. Shout out to my man Kirk. I'm about to run that CPM up today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, speaking of the devil, let me ask y'all this. How do y'all like those clips? You guys are doing great. I appreciate y'all, man. Are you guys watching the clips and then hitting that box in the bottom left-hand corner? Make sure you guys do that either one of two things. Either hit the box in the bottom left-hand corner or always hit play next if it's one of my videos. You guys doing that? I can tell you guys are doing that. You guys see we just crossed 4K on BLR2. I appreciate it, MC. I'm glad you enjoy them. That's one of the reasons why I haven't streamed. It's kind of difficult for me to balance between editing the clips and streaming. So I'm trying to do both. So I haven't been able to stream as much, but I hope y'all are liking the clips. And I need the mods in there. I need the mods to make sure that they remind people at the end of the premiere, remind people to stay in the video or hit the box. All right. So now here it says, fast forward to the migrants who beat down two NYPD officers in Times Square, January 27th. This started as retail crime. That evening, a gang of migrants had just raided Aldo's, grabbing handbags and running as they did daily when they were interrupted by the police. Many of 7 assailants arrested had numerous run-ins with the law. All right, so remember, we did a couple videos and there's some clips on BLR2 about all of these run-ins with the law that these people have had. They operated on mopeds and scooters doing organized retail theft, according to John Miller, former NYPD Deputy Commissioner of Intelligence and Counterterrorism. Here's the kicker. They were living in city shelters. Now, again, why is anybody surprised about this? We've seen all of the videos of what be going on at these shelters. All kinds of craziness be going on at the shelters. You know what I'm saying? Taxpayers were providing these career criminals with a roof over their heads and meals. We're the suckers. In 2022, Immigration and Customs Enforcement launched a crackdown on international retail theft rings. But New York's Democratic politicians have vowed to never cooperate with ICE. But they singing a different tune nowadays, aren't they? What are they saying nowadays? Yeah, I appreciate it, Kirk. I'm going to try to make sure that that's an ongoing thing. People, Michael R., you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Michael R. A bunch of people for a long time have been asking me to do those clips. It's just really hard for me I just don't really have a lot of time. But I'm going to try to make sure that I make time and stay on it and do them. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. And y'all, like I said, y'all watching them all the way through and hitting that box at the end is really making a difference. Too bad for the business and citizens here. Representative August Pfluger told a House hearing in December that international crime rings are exploiting President Biden's open borders and heading to blue states with soft on crime policies, like releasing suspects without bail and deeming thefts of fewer than $1,000 misdemeanors, not felonies. Miller said retail theft gangs based in Florida come to New York, where the pickings are good and the risk of going to jail is minimal. If they rob stores in Florida, they'd be locked up. Even so, nothing matches the sweetheart deal criminally inclined migrants get in the Big Apple, and it's only getting sweeter. Like last week, Mayor Eric Adams inked contracts for $137 million more hotel rooms for migrants and announced that the city would hand out debit cards worth up to $1,000 per month, allowing migrants to buy food that's culturally appealing. Now, here's my question, man. What is people's true feelings about that? I hope everybody is keeping tabs of how much money is being spent. Are y'all keeping tabs of all this money that's going out? Because election time is coming up. Election time is definitely coming up. And with election time coming up, all these receipts, they all have got to be rehashed. You know what I'm saying? They've all got to be rehashed. And real quick, shout out to everybody watching. We got 48 people watching and we got 37 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 60, that'd be great. So now here it says that gives migrants the same purchasing power as low-income New Yorkers who are here legally. Migrants will have to sign an affidavit that they will spend the funds on only food and baby supplies. That's a laugh. But there's nothing funny about an invasion of career criminals posing as asylum seekers. New York has a heart, but it's time New York used its brain. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? How many people heard about this migrant moped crew? If you guys heard about this migrant moped crew, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't, give me a thumbs down. We're going to talk about them in a minute. First, we're going to get to this shooting in Times Square. How many people heard about the shooting in Times Square? If you heard about the shooting in Times Square, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. We're about to run through this information about this shooting in Times Square. They charged this 15-year-old as an adult. But you got to ask the question, where does 15-year-old get this gun? And who was he shooting at in Times Square? Like, bro, you 15. What are you out here doing? What you out here doing? 15-year-old migrant suspected of shooting in Times Square.
Tonight, a 15-year-old migrant under arrest accused of shooting and injuring a tourist in a packed Times Square. The boy also accused of firing at officers after he and two other teens allegedly tried to shoplift from a sporting goods store Thursday night.
Just like we promised, less than 24 hours later, he's locked up and off our streets.
The injured tourist from Brazil telling NBC New York,
Man, it was migrant on migrant crime. It was a migrant tourist and shot a Brazilian woman. He probably thought she was one of them chicks from the shelter. I ain't trying to be funny, man. No offense to homegirl, you know what I'm saying? But he probably did. He probably thought she was one of the shelter girls. Oh, what you doing up here? You know what I'm saying? What you doing up here? Who that you with? You know, a lot of places around the world, they have built-in beta culture where, you know, they expect men to be violent to women, you know what I'm saying, if women, you know what I'm saying, get out of pocket. So he just started bucking at her. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what he did. Maybe he started shooting at her because of them drawn on eyebrows.
Tonight, a 15-year-old migrant under arrest accused of shooting and injuring a tourist in a packed Times Square. The boy also accused of firing at officers after he and two other teens allegedly tried to shoplift from a sporting goods store Thursday night.
Just like we promised, less than 24 hours later, he's locked up and off our streets.
The injured tourist from Brazil telling NBC New York, I believe this was just an unfortunate incident. It could have happened anywhere in the world. Police say the suspect entered the country from Venezuela in September and was living in a temporary shelter for migrants. He had fled the scene last night and was apprehended today. It's the second high-profile crime involving migrants in Times Square. New body camera footage has now been released from last month's attack on police officers. The footage shows just how the incident started, with officers trying.
Shout out to Ms. D. Yo, check this out. We for real live in the modern world. You know what I'm saying? We live in the modern world. We got, shout out to Antithesis. What's good with it, bro? We got modern women and we got modern crime. This is modern crime right here. We got modern men, modern women, and modern crime. Modern crime, you don't even know what's about to happen. I bet you that 15-year-old that was shooting at that lady, he was saying something in a language nobody understood, and she was saying something in a language nobody understood, and the only thing anybody understood was the gunshots. That's scary. If y'all think that that's scary, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't think that that's scary, give me a thumbs up. That's scary to me.
He had fled the scene last night and was apprehended today. It's the second high-profile crime involving migrants in Times Square. New body camera footage has now been released from last month's attack on police officers.
It's not the one of two high-profile crimes. There's been way more high-profile crimes than this. These people have deleted people. You know what I'm saying? There was all kinds of clashes outside of migrant shelters with security guards. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? There's been all kinds of migrant crimes. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. It's been mad migrant crimes. The reason why they're saying that there's no high-profile migrant crimes is because per the last video that we watched, they do not keep track of migrant crime. And that's not misinformation. As mad as YouTube might want to get about that, that's the real deal. They don't keep track of migrant crime. So how would anybody know what's high profile versus what's not? You know what I mean? Make it make sense. And real quick, shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate everybody that's in here. If you haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment. Make sure you guys smash the like button. We got 48 people watching and we got 37 likes. If we could get the likes to 70, that'd be great.
The footage shows just how the incident started, with officers trying to get a group of migrants to leave before the suspects tell police to stop touching them as they walk away. One of the officers pushing a suspect against a wall as spectators tell each other to record. As an officer tries to detain the man in yellow, a fight breaks out as other suspects jump in.
I want to make sure that y'all hear that story again because we're gonna revisit that later. Oh yeah, I got a video coming of that, Kev. Shout out to Kevin. Yeah, they coming down there, and there's no sanctuary cities in Tennessee, so somebody explain that. Shout out to Jesse. What's good with you, bro?
Fled the scene last night and was apprehended today. It's the second high-profile crime involving migrants in Times Square. New body camera footage has now been released from last month's attack on police officers. The footage shows just how the incident started, with officers trying to get a group of migrants to leave before the suspects tell police to stop touching them as they walk away.
Now, here go my question for y'all. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about the way that this started out? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. And I gotta agree. If you guys agree with Miss D, a fight, if it was us, they would have shot us dead. Big facts. If y'all agree with Miss D, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree with her, give me a thumbs down.
One of the officers pushing a suspect against a wall.
Shout out to Key. How you doing, Key? Good Sunday.
Each other to record. As an officer tries to detain the man in yellow, a fight breaks out as other suspects jump in. After days of criticism, the district attorney announcing the indictments of 7 people related to that assault.
Based on our thorough investigation, I stand here today confident that we have identified the roles of every person.
Let me ask y'all this question. Alvin Bragg, he looks like Sherman Klump, all right? And my question for you guys is, does he have any reason whatsoever to be confident in anything except for the fact that normal size clothing won't fit him? That's my question for you guys. Let me know what y'all think.
Broke the law and participated in this heinous attack.
Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg was under fire for earlier releasing 4 of them without bail. But now the DA, along with the New York City mayor, defending their actions.
Our job is to follow the facts, build cases that stand in the court of law.
The migrant crisis now dominating headlines and creating a climate of fear.
Listen, man. Every block in New York City look like a Smack DVD nowadays, don't it? If every block in New York City look like a Smack DVD nowadays, give me a thumbs up. If it don't, give me a thumbs down.
Fear that's fueling more crime. Now, the NYPD doesn't specifically keep track of which crimes are committed by undocumented residents, but records show.
Why would you not keep track? So now we got to ask the question, why do they keep track of black people, but they don't keep track of undocumented people? We got to ask that question. It's a fair question to ask. Why is there certain groups of people that you don't keep crimes documented on? Here's an even better question. Are there other groups of people that you just decide to not keep document on? Why are we not documenting crimes that occur based on the crimes that occur and who commits them? Why is there certain groups of people that are omitted from the crime statistics? Why is that? That doesn't make any sense. They should be keeping track of everybody's crimes, right? All lives matter, right? All crime matters, right? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my man Lloyd Sky 9 with the 5 ducats. Starting it off, first stream sponsor. Make sure y'all show him some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. Lloyd Sky 9 says, have any Peyton Gendron archetypes walked into any of these shelters yet? What's up with that? The smoke is only for you. Sincerely. Facts. Facts. If you guys agree with Lloyd Sky 9, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. That's facts. Big facts.
More crime. Now, the NYPD doesn't specifically keep track of which crimes are committed by undocumented residents, but records show migrants living in New York City centers were arrested 1,200 times last year. That's linked to just 15% of the city's facilities.
So why are they not, if they see that this is such a problem, why are they not tracking this more? You would think that Eric Adams would have an issue with this, but Eric Adams does not support. Now, this is a police state, New York. They got robot dogs. They got cameras all over the place. They got transit cameras. They got R2-D2 in the damn subway, but they're not keeping track of the migrant crimes. Shout out to Lehman Lucas. What's good with it, bro? Make it make sense.
Still, Mayor Eric Adams pushing back on the perception that many or even most migrants are out there committing crimes.
The overwhelming number, over 170,000, they want to finish their next leg of their journey.
He could say the same thing about black people. They literally try to create the narrative that all black people do is sit around and commit crimes. Eric Adams could say the same thing about black people, but do you see what he chooses to do and what he chooses to not do? Now, when it comes to criticizing these migrants who are getting free tax dollars and tearing up New York City, he goes and starts babbling about, oh, all of these migrants, they're not all bad. But when it comes time to take up for black people, this clown sits there and tells us not to listen to drill music. This clown sits there and tells us, well, if black lives really matter, what about black on black crime? Screw this dude. Screw this punk. This dude is a pig. Once a pig, always a pig. He looks like one, talks like one, dresses like one, walks like one, and is dirty like one. Shout out to my man Kurt with the $9.99 super chat. Kurt says, the media went from calling them immigrants to migrants. This removes the connotation of being from another country and allows the media to build a nativity narrative for illegal immigrants. Facts. If you guys agree with my man Kurt, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. And real quick, also make sure you guys show him some love. Second stream sponsor with the $9.99 super chat. Throw some flames and radiation emoji in the chat for Kurt. Definitely appreciate it, bro. The cop in Gracie Mansion. Yeah, facts, Black Free Thinker. And shout out to Black Free Thinker and DC Precise. What's good with y'all? Everybody needs to remember this. This is what Eric Adams did. This is what Eric Adams did. This dude is a clown.
Back on the perception that many or even most migrants are out there committing crimes.
The overwhelming number, over 170,000, they want to finish their next leg of their journey of pursuing the American dream.
What's so hard about him saying that about black people as much as we get attacked about crime? Most black people work 2 jobs and all they want to do is pay their bills. The majority of black people are not criminals. That came out pretty easy. I want people to understand that this is what these politicians do. This is what these black politicians do. Now we've seen Eric Adams get up on stage, get in front of a podium and talk crazy. He got an opportunity to be honest about the migrant crisis, and he ain't saying nothing. Facts, Ms. D. Shout out to Ms. D. Ms. D said, how would he know if they don't track anything? That's a great question. And he knows that as a police officer, as a cop. He knows that. How does he know about any of this when they don't track the statistic? And another thing, do you notice how neither the left wing or the right wing media even question this narrative that Chrome Dome here is pushing? Make it make sense.
But there is a small minority that's participating in illegal behavior.
A recent Stanford study showing immigrants are 30% less likely to be incarcerated than white U.S.-born citizens.
No, I don't give a shit about that. Oh, well. Why they comparing them to white people? And how do they know that if they're not keeping track of the crime statistics? Sorry, not sorry. I don't care about this. Oh, well. About time. You know what I'm saying? Now you actually got something to be outraged about. Now you actually got something to be outraged about. Now, you know what's interesting about this? Do you guys notice that you haven't seen Matt Walsh or Tim Pool or Charlie Kirk or any of those labia-mouthed clowns mentioning any of this? You notice that? Is it just me, or have you noticed that they haven't said anything about this? Tucker Carlson, when they were having that constructive conversation about the white identity, they forgot to identify this piece of information and talk about it. Now, if they want to be outraged, here goes something you can be outraged about. But instead of being outraged about this, they're upset because somebody on a video game has cornrows. Priorities. Priorities, right?
U.S.-born citizens.
They've taken over.
But still, fears and tensions running high. On Tuesday, this moment unfolding live on Fox News.
Our guys have just taken down one of the migrant guys right here on the corner.
When the leader of the group known as the Guardian Angels was doing a live interview, members of the group shoved a man, immediately calling him a migrant and accusing him of shoplifting. But the NYPD saying later that the man is an American.
This is what white people do. As always, they got the wrong guy. Come in uniform, no investigation, no evidence, and get the wrong guy. Is anybody surprised?
Fears and tensions running high. On Tuesday, this moment unfolding live on Fox News.
Our guys have just taken down one of the migrant guys right here on the corner.
When the
No, your guys just assaulted somebody and they falsely imprisoned him and they committed a felony on TV is what happened. Because you're idiots. Oh man, these people are stupid. Facts, the Guardian dummies. Oh man.
leader of the group known as the Guardian Angels was doing a live interview. Members of the group shoved a man, immediately calling him a migrant and accusing him of shoplifting. But the NYPD...
And yo, these white supremacist gangs, be careful to anybody that goes to New York City, because they'll try to do the same thing to any one of us, knowing damn well we ain't no migrant, but that's what they do. That's how they get down.
saying later that the man is an American from the Bronx and making no mention of shoplifting.
Unfortunately, we've been warning about this. The more you use dangerous and violent language and misinformation, the more potential there is for dangerous and violent actions to occur.
Is it misinformation that I say you're slightly zesty? Is that misinformation? Guys, let me ask you guys this question. Is it misinformation if I say that that individual there was slightly zesty? Let me know.
Stephen Romo joins us now live on set. Stephen, I think it was important to point out those stats from Stanford about the real crime rates historically with...
Where are they getting the crime rates from? Where are they getting these crime rates from if the crime rates are not recorded and tracked? How did Stanford get these rates? Do that make sense? These are questions that we got to ask, y'all. Where's Stanford getting this information from? Remember, they said that they don't keep track of statistics. So what information is Stanford drawing their information from? And real quick, shout out to y'all. We got 65 people watching and we got 58 likes. If we could get that to 100, that'd be great.
Migrants in the United States. But I do want to ask you about that incident with the Guardian Angels. What eventually happened there?
Yeah, police showed up. The NYPD is looking into this. They did say that the man who was not a migrant was issued a summons for being loud when they actually got on scene. I do want to point out, though, that the leader of the Guardian Angels did post an apology today, taking responsibility for misidentifying that man as...
What if that man had got deleted? What if that man had to end up gone in the shadow realm because of the Guardian Angels' inexperience, idiocy, and meddling in affairs that are not theirs? Let me ask you guys a question. Would you all say that the Guardian Angels are male Karens? Now, you know, shout out to Cedric Peoples. What's good with it? Now, you know how old boy Jason Aldean came out with that song called Try It in a Small Town? The Guardian Angels should go outside of New York to some stand your ground states and try that.
as a migrant and did end up apologizing for that.
But the crime, what's happening here with the Guardian Angels, it speaks to the chaos happening right now with migrants here in the city. Okay, thank you for that, Stephen.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated.
All right, so there's that. All right. So now, next, we're going to look a little bit more into this 15-year-old that's in custody. All right. We're going to take a look at this. Times Square shooting suspect.
That suspect was arrested in Yonkers this afternoon. His last known address is a migrant shelter on the Upper West Side.
All right, Fox 5's Linda Schmidt joins us live from Times Square with the latest on this.
There you go. Right off the rip. Right off the rip. Homeboy's last known address is a migrant shelter on the Upper West Side. His last known address is a migrant shelter on the Upper West Side.
That suspect was arrested in Yonkers this afternoon. His last known address is a migrant shelter on the Upper West Side.
All right, Fox 5's Linda Schmidt joins us live from Times Square with the latest on this late breaking update. Linda.
Yeah, first of all, good evening to both of you. And the first thing to tell you here, the NYPD, as well as the mayor, are holding a news conference about 25 minutes from now to update everybody about the arrest. But yes, he was taken into custody. And yes, it did happen in Yonkers. Now, this was an all-out manhunt for this kid. He's 15 years old. Not only was he wanted for allegedly firing into this store last night, but also firing on the street as he was running away from police. He is also wanted for a connection to an armed robbery in the Bronx that happened just 2 weeks ago. And he is also suspected of firing his gun into the air at a park here on 45th Street.
How many of y'all knew that this 15-year-old was wanted for all of this stuff? How many of y'all knew that? Man, I always be telling y'all, these people busy. These people are busy. We gonna run it back for all this stuff that homeboy was involved in.
As well as the mayor, holding a news conference about 25 minutes from now to update everybody about the arrest. But yes, he was taken into custody. And yes, it did happen in Yonkers. Now, this was an all-out manhunt for this kid. He's 15 years old. Not only was he wanted for allegedly firing into this store last night, but also firing on the street as he was running away from police. He is also wanted for a connection to an armed robbery in the Bronx that happened just 2 weeks ago. And he is also suspected of firing his gun into the air at a park here on 45th Street. So top brass with the NYPD saying he was obviously armed and dangerous.
Now, let me ask y'all this question. What should they do with him? What if you guys ran New York City? What would you do with him? What would you do with him? What would your strategy be on how to deal with him? How would you deal with him? It's not too much, you know. Yeah, I got shout out to my man Black Star Racer. What's good with it? Yeah. Like Sean Paul said, deport them. Man, I got the Sean Paul drop that I ain't had a chance to make yet, but I'm about to make it though. I'm gonna make it. I'm probably make it after I clip up some videos if I get done with the stream in time.
The store surveillance video is chilling. An undercover female security guard stops 3 teenage boys who are migrants after police say they were seen shoplifting in the JD Sports Store in Times Square. She takes their bag, and then the 15-year-old wearing all white pulls out a .45 caliber gun from a fanny pack and fires a shot at her. The bullet.
Man, what? What? That is bold. That is bold. Did y'all see that?
He was obviously armed and dangerous. The store surveillance video is chilling. An undercover female security guard stops 3 teenage boys who are migrants after police say they were seen shoplifting in the JD Sports Store in Times Square. She takes their bag, and then the 15-year-old wearing all white pulls out a .45 caliber gun from a fanny pack and fires a shot at her. The bullet hitting a tourist from Brazil who was shopping.
Now, here go my question for y'all. What do y'all think that he was doing back at home before he came to the United States? If he just felt like, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, I'm about to just pull out this gun and start bucking at the security guard, and I'm only 15 years old, what do you think he was doing back at home? What was he doing when he was back in the host country? When he was back at the crib? This dude right here, he's clearly he is a unadulterated thug. You know what I'm saying? He living that thug life. For real. Fact, shout out to Black Star Racer. He was probably doing the same stuff and worse at home. And worse, probably. You know what I'm saying? See, because the thing is that I think that, like those jails and prisons in South America are horrible. Those are horrible. They know that if they come to the United States, they don't get nothing but a slap on the wrist. Nah, Robert, I didn't see him crying. He was crying. I'm not surprised. Trying to put on the little puppy dog face. Woohoo, what are you doing, Rob?
Surveillance video also shows the suspect then firing wildly at a police officer who was chasing him on a busy city street.
And he fired at a police officer? How many of y'all knew he fired at a police officer? How many of y'all knew he fired at a police officer? And real quick, shout out to y'all. We got 76 people watching and we got 67 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and try to get us to 100. Also, if you guys have not shared the stream to your social media, please take a moment, share the stream to your social media. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, take a moment, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon twice.
Firing wildly at a police officer who was chasing him on a busy city street.
He's running. He takes his gun out under his armpit. He fires again at our officer.
Police say the officer did not return fire out of concern for innocent bystanders. The suspect,
man, please, he didn't return fire because this was not a black suspect. Because if this was a black person, it wouldn't have mattered who the hell was around. They would have shot back and got him. But in most cases, black people ain't shooting at the police. Somehow, black people had a back turned and are unarmed, and they say that they're getting shot at. So they fear for their life. So there's that.
is Jesus Rivas Figueroa.
Now, here go my question. That's a statistic to ask. That's a statistic to ask about. What are the statistics of police officers shooting at black suspects who have a weapon aimed at them? See, because this suspect had a weapon aimed at the officer, there's a legit reason for the officer to fear for his life and to fear for the well-being of others, because he's clearly shooting into the crowd with the gun, and the officer didn't do nothing. But they always find a reason to fear for their life when a black person running in the opposite direction without a gun. Make that make sense. Now, that's a statistic that I want to know. How many armed black people have the police deleted versus how many unarmed?
He is from Venezuela and arrived in the city in September. His last known address is a migrant shelter on West 70th Street. The other two teens are ages 15 and 16, also migrants, and they all attend the same high school in Upper Manhattan. They are also under arrest. The NYPD saying there is a growing problem in the city with Venezuelan gangs.
Did y'all just hear that? Now, where are these gangs coming from? I thought they came here to work. You ain't got time to work and gangbang. I thought they came here to work, didn't they? If they came here to work, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If they didn't come here to work, then give me a thumbs down. I thought they came here to work. Yeah, growing. Facts. Facts, Black Star Racer. Growing. There's a growing issue with Venezuelan gangs. Now, whose fault is that? Who brought that on themselves? Who problem is that? Yeah, I got to agree, Tricky Nick. This is sick. It's crazy. Make it make sense.
The NYPD saying there is a growing problem in the
Shout out
city
to Tony.
with
What's good with it, bro?
Venezuelan gangs.
There are some Venezuelan groups of migrants, I say some, not all, that are affecting crime in our city more so now than when they first got here.
Now, I wonder why that is. Now, here's my question for you guys. Why are they using such soft language with these people? Such soft language. Oh, you know, it's not all. It's just some. You guys remember the Republican, Tommy Tuberville? How many people know about Tommy Tuberville? Tommy Tuberville said all people seeking reparations are the people committing crimes, and it's just okay. And anything that's said against that is woke. You guys remember when that alcoholic nose prick said that? If you guys remember, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't remember, give me a thumbs down. Nobody said anything. Anybody that corrected him, they made a woke and mayo sandwich out of it. Oh, but this dude, he's soft shoeing around it. You know, make sure it's not on everybody. You don't know how many it is because you don't take statistics. Could be 100%, could be 0%. You don't know. I'm going to go with 100% because I can, because you guys don't take statistics. And there's nobody that can tell me that assuming 100% is incorrect because you don't take statistics. So I'm taking my own statistics. I'm making an estimate because I don't ever see any content about migrants that does not involve criminality. So my educated hypothesis about this subject matter, where no statistics are taken, is at 100%. Are bad apples in the rotten apple. Now, is that nice? Is that wrong? I don't know. I don't know. Everybody should be able to deal with what we deal with. And the only thing that I do on my channel is talk about and deal with people the same way they come at us. And if they don't like it, then maybe they need to watch how they come across towards us.
With Venezuelan gangs.
There are some Venezuelan groups of migrants, I say some, not all, that are affecting crime in our city more so now than when they first got here. We saw the moped robberies and snatches. We see pockets being picked in Times Square and on the subway. We see some groups going into stores, Macy's, King's Plaza, Glass Hut, and stealing property.
All right, now that 15-year-old suspect, Rivas Figueroa, is now facing charges of attempted murder. But I do want to get back to that Brazilian tourist, the woman she was shopping here. She is visiting here with her mother-in-law. Thankfully, her knee was just grazed by the bullet. So she was taken to Bellevue Hospital. She is now out. She's going to be fine again, thankfully. And she is heading back home to Brazil tomorrow. Back inside to you.
All right, Linda, thank you.
All right, so there's that. All right. So he's getting charged as an adult. If you ask me, he should. He's definitely committing grown man crimes. Would you guys agree? Right. Some, not all. But when it comes to black people, it's the whole community. Facts. Facts. And we got to nail them. We got to nail them every single time. Shout out to Patrick Taylor. Facts. If you guys agree with Black Star Racer, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Black Star Racer says some, not all, but black people, it's the whole community. And the only thing that these cowards can respond and say is, well, why are you bringing up race? We're bringing up race because you're bringing liable on us. And one thing that people need to start doing is people need to start suing these people, start suing these news companies, take them to the fifth, make it so that they can't afford an SD card for their cameras. Run these clowns out of business. Next, go for the social media platforms. Get them up out of here. Destroy these networks of misinformation. You know what I'm saying?
Prosecutors charge a 15-year-old as an adult. Investigators say he opened fire inside a Times Square sporting goods store. Chaos ensued. One bullet hit a tourist in the leg. Police say the teenager also fired at officers. Eyewitness News reporter.
Now, I just want y'all to look at what homeboy had on. Y'all see this right here? He had the fresh white bubble coat on.
Chaos ensued.
You see that?
One bullet hit a tour.
Nice. Look at that. The nice Yankees hat. You see it still got the label on the inside. The white coat is crispy. Shout out to Maximo. What's good with it, bro? You guys see how crispy that gear is that he had on? He was out there styling. He was styling and shooting. He was out there styling and shooting. You know what I'm saying?
Tourist in the leg. Police say the teenager also fired at officers. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo explains how it happened and what happens next.
For the first time since his arrest, Jesus Rivas Figueroa appeared before a judge Saturday, the 15-year-old with a blank look on his face as the cameras flashed. On Friday, the teen's mother wailed as U.S. Marshals took him into custody.
Bro, you were shooting at people, armed robbing people and all that. He's sitting up there, excuse me, he's sitting up there crying. What you crying for? What you crying for, boy? You wasn't crying when you was bucking that gun like a grown man. What you crying for? Yeah, he crying like Rottenhouse. Now what you crying for? Oh man. Now let me ask y'all this question, man. How many of y'all seen that account on Twitter called what's it called? Stop Woke or something like that? Libs of TikTok. Where's the Libs of TikTok meme with this kid crying on it? Where's the Libs of TikTok meme roasting this kid's mom? Yeah, what you crying for? What you crying for, boy? Pull your shoes up, young man. You know what I'm saying? Where's the memes at? My baby, where's the memes at? They ain't got no memes for these people. These people are clowns. The Viking Twitter account don't have no memes for these people. These people beat up their police force. Viking Twitter don't have no memes for these people. Cowards. And this is what I'm saying. The same way these people broke up the police, we need to break up the information network.
With a blank look on his face as the cameras flashed. On Friday, the teen's mother wailed as U.S. Marshals took him into custody, tears streaming down his face. Authorities say the mother fled the city with her son, who was wanted for a shooting. Rivas Figueroa was found hiding in a closet inside a home in Yonkers. The defendant has demonstrated that he is an extreme flight risk and is facing a long sentence of incarceration on this strong case.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I got to agree. Lock her up too. Lock her up too. They just set the precedent with Ethan Cromley's mother. You know what I'm saying? Where if a mother is irresponsible or a parent is irresponsible, then they can be locked up for the kid's degeneracy as well. Lock her ass up. She attempted to help him escape, and he was a fugitive. Lock her silly ass up. If y'all think she needs to be locked up too, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't think she needs to be locked up, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, they was up in Yonkers with Mary J. You know what I'm saying? It's up in Yonkers with Mary J. and Jadakiss and Styles and them. You know what I'm saying?
Prosecutors telling the judge who ordered the 15-year-old to be held without bail.
He believed that he could try to kill a New York City police officer.
Prosecutors say this security video shows the teen now charged with attempted murder in all.
Notice how the police officer, notice how the New York, that's the code of blue right there. I want y'all to pay attention to that code of blue. The migrant shot at the security guard at the mall, and the migrant also hit a tourist. And the first thing this labia mouth police pig is sitting up here talking about is, oh, you think you could shoot a police officer? He might not have shot the police officer, but his people whooped the police officer's asses, though. That happened. And ain't no thinking about it. We got it on tape. I'm just saying. Anytime the police say anything about anything, the first thing that I'm about to say is, but the migrants whooped y'all ass, though. Because let's just keep it a buck, man. I'm tired of them shooting up black people like how they shot up Denzel Washington on Training Day. I don't care who the cops take a L to. As long as they take one. Or more.
White pulling a .45 caliber handgun and firing it at a store employee after he was caught shoplifting in Times Square Thursday night. The bullet missed the worker but hit a tourist in the leg. Investigators say Rivas Figueroa then ran from the cops and recklessly fired into crowds of people at a police officer.
Man, facts. He wouldn't have made it to court. And that's the whole point, Tricky Nicky. Facts. How is he still alive? Oh, wait, he not black. Exactly, Hollywood. What happened to all that self-defense training that they get? Yeah. What happened to I fear for my life? So you mean to tell me, this is what I want to know. And see, they should have a hearing for this where the public is allowed to publicly scrutinize these pigs. So you mean to tell me that a black person that's unarmed, that's running in the opposite direction from you, has you more scared for your life than a 15-year-old who you know probably doesn't properly know how to operate a gun, that is actually aiming at you and at people in the crowd? You're more scared than that? Explain the logic of that judgment to me, officer. Explain that logic. There is no logic. There's no logic. They get the lowest IQ human robots that they can get to work as pigs. You know what I'm saying? All they get is liars, people that was bullied in high school. You know what I'm saying? Clowns that wouldn't have no other way of getting any respect other than a uniform and a badge. So they're extra aggressive toward the people in the population. And honestly, let's just keep it a buck. Most of these police officers are domestic violence offenders, and they get away with beating the brakes off of their own families. It just don't never get talked about.
Officer. The Police Benevolent Association at court Saturday saying there's a reason these crimes are being committed with ease.
That is the message being sent by the courtrooms, that if you get arrested, you're back on the streets of the city in New York.
The PBA says the courts need to operate without leniency.
So I want y'all to understand what they're trying to do with this migrant crime. They're trying to utilize this migrant crime. Notice how they start talking about the migrant crime in general terms. This is how they're going to be able to get the stop and frisk back and start targeting black people because of this migrant crime that they knew was going to happen, which is why they allowed this to happen, so that they can then take these laws that occur based on migrants and then target the black population with them. That's what they did with the RICO Act. Just watch, because the RICO Act was to deal with some of the original OG out of control migrants, the Italian mafia, because they were migrants. They were such migrants that in order to be one of the made men, you had to be able to trace your roots back to Sicily. You had to be able to trace your roots back to being an undocumented person. Yeah, that's facts, New Orleans native. New Orleans native said they weren't bullied by blacks in high school. They got their butts beat because they were too sassy at the mouth with black people in school. Facts. And they heard it from their parents. You know what I'm saying? They got it from their parents. Whether it was passed down in DNA or whether it was passed around like the bread at the dinner table, one way or another, they got it from their parents.
Charging this 15-year-old as an adult is a step in the right direction, but more need to be taken to keep the streets of New York City safe.
Times Square is safe. Take a look around you.
NYPD brass reassured the public Friday Rivas Figueroa is also suspected of an armed robbery in the Bronx last month. The Venezuelan migrant.
So now this dude right here was suspected of an armed robbery in the Bronx last month. Right? Now, how many people heard about him last month? If you heard of this man, I should say, not kid. If you heard of him this man last month, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, then give me a thumbs down. Now, why wouldn't anybody hear of him? Probably because they don't keep statistics. It's probably one of the reasons. They don't keep statistics. They don't keep statistics.
only been in the country since September. Though police acknowledge some migrants have been responsible for crime patterns, it's about public safety, period.
We don't care who you are, what your status is. Our job is to keep this community safe.
In Lower Manhattan, Anthony Carlo, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
So there's that. All right. There's that. Let me see what else we got. Let me see what else we got. Times Square shooting. Let me see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what your boy Alvin Bragg is talking about as far as these charges. Oh, you know what? Actually, nah, this we'll do this later because this is a little bit much. Let me see what else we got. Let me see what else we got. Real quick, you guys, if you haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit that bell, make sure you guys take a moment, hit that bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. Let me see something. I'm trying to let's see. Shout out to T-Rex. What's good with the T-Rex? What's going on with you? Good to see you. Yeah. I wonder. Here's the question: What would these people? What would they vote for? Now, I don't know if this is true or not. How many of y'all remember that video of that woman who was holding on to that purse and got dragged into that pole? You guys remember that? From what I understand, from what I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that person died. I heard that person died. Horrific video shows woman dragged along NYC street by migrant moped gang linked to dozens of brazen attacks and 62 grand larcenies. 62 grand larcenies is what they're linked to. All right. Now, we've seen this video before, and we're going to watch this again. But this is ridiculous right here. Look at this. Horrific video shows woman dragged along New York City street by migrant. Now, this is... Damn. You know that hurt, man. It's right at her knees, too. Right at the knees. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. Now, remember when I think if I'm not mistaken, they were giving away those mopeds for free. They were giving away those mopeds for free because they were saying that they were using those mopeds for their Uber Eats jobs and all of this different stuff. That don't look like Uber Eats. That looks like Uber, I'm gonna steal your purse. You know what I'm saying? Horrific video shows woman dragged along New York City street by migrant moped gang linked to dozens of brazen attacks and 62 grand larcenies. These people coming up here in droves because they know that crime is the hustle. They know that crime is the hustle. You know what I'm saying? 2 men were busted in the Bronx as part of a moped-riding migrant crew that's been snatching cell phones right out of New Yorkers' hands in daring bursts of street crime. I mean, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Are you serious? They just riding up on people, taking their phones out their hand. Like, that's crazy. and police sources say they've already flipped on the group's ringleader. The two suspects, Kleber Andrade, who is 19, and Juan Uzkagui, who is 23, are allegedly part of a wider ring whose members are connected to 62 different instances of grand larceny throughout the Big Apple, including a shocking caught on video heist in which a 62-year-old woman was brutally dragged down a Brooklyn street, police sources told the Post. Cops are still searching for a ringleader, a Venezuelan migrant named Victor Parra, who is 30, of the Bronx, who was cut loose. All right. He was cut loose by a judge in December after getting picked up for grand larceny, sources say. What do they expect? What are they expecting here? You know what I'm saying? They keep letting these people go after they commit these crazy crimes. What are they expecting? Are they actually expecting the crime rate to go down after letting these people get away? At a Monday press conference, New York Police Department Inspector Nicholas Fiore said Parra has convinced others to go do his dirty work to grab phones and stuff. He's the big target, Fiore said in a video posted on X. He's caused a lot of problems in New York City, and hopefully we'll grab him. We get some headway on this. So if he's caused so many problems in New York City, then my question is, why do they not have custody of him already? Why do they keep letting him go? Why do they keep letting him go? Think about that, y'all. This dude is supposedly a huge problem in New York City, but they keep letting homeboy go. Somebody make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense. If he's that big of a problem, they need to detain him and they need to deal with him. Right? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Kirk doubling down on the support with the $4.99 super chat. Make sure y'all throw some flames, radiation emoji in the chat for Kirk. He says, so illegal immigrants get government subsidized mopeds to do Uber Eats while black citizens have to liquidate their cars and go into debt. Psh, facts. That's how they doing it. That's how they doing it all over the United States. Not to mention, that's how they're doing it, and it's being cheered on. Because you know what the game is. These migrants are just a pawn in a greater game of chess, which is one of the reasons why people need to start paying close attention to this stuff and start putting pieces on the board. You know what I'm saying? Would you guys agree? If y'all agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. The NYPD's outlined the gang's vicious tactics in a video clip posted online, which shows a moped-born robber dragging Irina Pantelieva, who is 62, across the pavement of Bay Gourmet Deli Juice Bar on Sheepshed Bay Road just 3 days after Christmas. So this stuff happened like after Christmas, and we just now hearing about it, y'all. 3 days after Christmas. That means that this happened on December 28th. It's February 11th. Why are we just now hearing about it February 11th? Think about that. The New York Police Department outlined the gang's vicious tactics in a video clip posted online, which showed a moped-born robber dragging Irina Pantelieva, who is 62, across the pavement in front of Bay Gourmet Deli Juice Bar on Sheepshed Bay Road just 3 days after Christmas. Which means that this is an old crime that we're looking at here. This is an old crime that we're looking at here that happened on December 28th. The thieves made off with Pantaleva's bag, keys, phones, credit card, and glasses, all while she careened through the air and slammed into a metal bike rack. I'm sorry. I feel bad, Pantaleva told the Post over the phone. The thieves stole my bag. Nisat Mamadouski, who was 69, her building super, told the Post that the bruised and battered victim was terrified after the attack and had him change her apartment lock. She's a nice lady. She's a good person, Mamadouski said of Pantaleva, labeling her attackers scumbags. I came here 44 years ago from Yugoslavia and had respect for the United States, he said. Not like these thieves. Everybody's not like these thieves. The people that came up with the United States are thieves. What are you talking about, dude? The people that came up with this country are thieves. Authorities hope to arrest the ringleader Monday after Andrade and Uzcatsky gave him up, sources said. Cops have also identified 6 other people connected to the ring. Jan Jimenez, who was 25 of Manhattan, Anthony Ramos, 21 of Manhattan, Richard Salitko, who was 21 of the Bronx, Vicky Jimenez, who was 21 of the Bronx, Maria Menara. There goes Maria again. This is the same person we was talking about earlier. So she part of this too. Maria Menara. Remember, we was talking about her in the first article. She get around. Samuel Castro, who was 27 of Queens, according to sources. All have previous grand larceny arrests for criminal activity that sources say is related to the conspiracy, which has been terrorizing the city since about mid-November. But they're all free without bail ahead of their impending court dates, sources said. At a separate press conference at One Police Plaza on Monday, New York Police Chief of Detectives Joe Kinney said all the alleged suspects are part of a sophisticated criminal enterprise made up of recently arrived immigrants. Y'all see that? So how did they get so sophisticated this fast? And when we listened to this stuff before, they were sitting up there saying that they don't even know how to get through the jungle, or they don't even know how to get through Mexico to get up here. But they're sophisticated and able to create complex criminal networks once they get here. Somebody make that make sense. If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't make any sense, give me a thumbs down. I'm going to read that again. They're all free without bail ahead of their impending court cases, sources said. Okay? At a separate press conference at One Police Plaza on Monday, New York Police Department Chief of Detectives Joe Kinney said the alleged suspects are part of a sophisticated criminal enterprise made up of recently arrived migrants. Para, who cops said entered the United States in 2023, would send specific orders to henchmen in his 14-member crew, detailing the kind of phone that he was looking for. Para will blast out a message via WhatsApp that he is looking for phones, Kinney said. And then the text will say, I have money, I'm available, go get them. Scooter drivers make $100 a day, and the actual phone snatcher could make $300 to $600 per stolen device, according to cops. Now, here goes my question. How do the migrants have this type of money to pay these people? How do they have the money to be able to pay these people? Somebody make it make sense. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Jerry. Make sure y'all show Jerry some love. Please throw some radiation emoji and some flames in the chat for Jerry. Definitely appreciate you, bro. With the $10 super chat. Jerry says, see, they treat them like folks until it gets so bad they got to come out and talk about it. Yeah, facts. Super facts. If you guys agree with Jerry, throw some flames in the chat. And I got to agree with Maxima. They're not sophisticated. They were pulling the same stuff back in their country, and WhatsApp is heavy in their country. Yeah, that's facts. Super facts. So now here it says, after they cleaned out the victim, Para would send the phone to buyers in cities like Miami or Houston or foreign countries like Colombia or Venezuela, police officers said. The network of thieves predominantly live in the migrant shelter system. So, I mean, what does that tell you they should do? If the majority of the thieves predominantly lives in the migrant shelter system, here's my question. How do you handle that? How do you handle that? The majority of the thieves live in the migrant shelter system. What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? How are we handling that? Probably should put some increased surveillance. Probably should put some more police officers, have more eyes on the migrant shelters. That would probably be the most intelligent thing, wouldn't you guys say? But they're not going to do that. We know that they're not going to do that. They use social media platforms to organize and coordinate this. This is how they operate. Although cops have linked 62 incidents across the city to the group, they may have been involved in as many as 150, police officials said. Cops are still searching for 7 people connected to the ring. 3 of them are known and wanted, though the other 4 haven't been identified yet, officials said. The New York Police Department also recovered 22 phones at the Bronx residence they raided this morning, officials said. The suspects have allegedly taken hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of electronics, though cops couldn't pinpoint the exact amount. Now, let me ask you this. Why do you guys think that the cops couldn't pinpoint the exact amount? Why would the cops not be able to pinpoint the exact amount? You think it could have anything to do with the fact that they're not paying attention to any statistics or anything like that? You think that might have something to do with it? If you guys think that that might have something to do with it, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't think that that has something to do with it, give me a thumbs down. Me personally, I just think that that might have a little bit to do with it. The robbery ring and others like it worry law enforcement specifically because the migrants often have multiple aliases and swap birthdays, turning them into so-called ghost perps who have become very hard to track, sources said. Let me ask you guys this question. Didn't I bring this up about a month or 2 ago? Didn't I say more than likely these people aren't giving their real name? So if they're not giving their real name, what's to say that when they get detained by law enforcement, they're giving the name that they usually go by? So now you're dealing with fake name on top of fake name. We don't even know if these people are from where they say they're from. Some of these people could say that they're Venezuelan and they might be from Ecuador. Who knows? How would we know? They're undocumented. Now, simply asking these questions is now the new xenophobia. This is the new xenophobia. And it's not even these people that's saying it's xenophobia. It's the other folks that's saying it's xenophobia. Because they don't like to look bad. And they don't want to have to deal with the mess that they made. Because this is a mess that they made. You know what I'm saying? And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment. Smash the like button. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, take a moment. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon twice. Also, if you haven't shared the stream, please take a moment and share the stream. We got 81 people watching and we got 90 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 120, that would be great. Andre and Uzcat Gui, who know each other from Colombia, were also arrested on Friday for allegedly committing back-to-back phone snatches on a stolen moped in Lower Manhattan. Here's my question. Let's just ask the obvious questions. If these people are committing all these crimes, what kind of quote-unquote new life do they think that they're going to start if they get caught? What kind of new life they're going to start if they get caught? How are they going to start a new life if they get caught? They know that they're not coming to start no new life. They're coming here to start a new criminal life, a new crime life. Police sources say the two fled from Manhattan over the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge, but law enforcement spotted them on the BQE and arrested them afterwards in Queens. During the pursuit, the two dumped a bag that a Good Samaritan later turned in at the 114th precinct. Sources said it had 3 cell phones in it, 2 belonging to their victims, 1 belonging to one of the suspects. At some point after the arrest, the two gave up information that helped secure Monday's warrant, which was ostensibly meant to snag Para. Both men were charged individually. Saturday with grand larceny for stealing a moped, resisting arrest, and stolen property offenses. We want to be extremely clear, Mayor Eric Adams said at the press conference. It doesn't matter if a person is a migrant, an asylum seeker, or the person is a long-term New Yorker. You break the law, you will be investigated, and it will be handled by our criminal justice system. Now, now let me ask you guys this question. What is Mayor Eric Adams trying to say or do by saying this? Torian said they came here to take my job. That's hilarious. Nah, my job is pretty secure. Shout out to Hurricane IQ. What's good with it, bro? These people can't even speak English. They definitely can't do what I do. You know what I'm saying? They could try. I'm sure if they got, like some fake certifications, you know what I'm saying, some fake papers and stuff like that, they might be able to do it until they got to start going into a computer database, and then it wouldn't be good. You kind of got to be super documented. You kind of got to be super documented, you know what I'm saying, to do what I do. So if you ain't got no documents, you kind of already not eligible, you know what I'm saying? So now here it says you should not be allowed to walk the streets of New York if you're committing any form of criminal behavior that's impacting the quality of life of New Yorkers, he continued. These people do not have a license to steal in our city. Actually, they do. Actually, they do. How many of you guys feel that these people actually do have a license to steal in New York City? If you ask me, those people actually do have a license to steal in New York City. And it was provided to them by the Biden administration, by the Hochul administration, and by the Adams administration. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you disagree, give me a thumbs down. If you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay gang. I want to shout out the stream sponsors. I definitely appreciate y'all. Shout out to Lloyd Scott 9 with the $5 super chat. Shout out to Kirk Alton with the $9.99 super chat. Shout out to Kirk again with the $4.99 super chat. Definitely appreciate it, bro. And shout out to Jerry with the $10 super chat. I definitely appreciate it. Make sure at the end of the videos, you guys don't move. Let it take you into the next content. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you drop a comment. Do the same thing on the video premieres. Make sure that you guys always watch those premieres all the way through to the end. Hit the box in the lower left-hand corner or hit play next if it's another one of my videos. I will be back with some more clips later. I'll be back with some more streams later. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour. Got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on money, that's on Kiwi, that's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that face. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for a feature, that's like every other week. Talk behind my back, I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this life. Hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey, I'm really him. Hold up.